Oh, okay. I will say this last thing. I'm not going to say who this was. You're not going to know who this was. We were talking about crypto and Sam Bankman-Fried and getting jailed, and he's getting 25 years. And I have a lot to say about that. I have a lot to talk about SBF. But there was a guy who was very, very smart. I didn't know him that well, but we were talking with him. He's very smart, and he's like clearly an intelligent, hardworking, successful dude, like, you know, doing it big. And everything about what he's saying, I'm like impressed with. And then we're talking about like investments or SBF or something. And he's like, yeah, I'm about to have a kid. Like, I just got married. I got a kid on the way, and I have taken my life savings and I have put it into dog with hat. And I'm like, bro, this guy's not a loon. This guy's an intelligent dude. I have no knock on him. I thought he was a great guy. This whole shit scares me, because that means other people gotta be doing the same. Like, there's people out there, there's people in my chat right now that like join me in laughing at it who are doing it. Who are just like punting what they have on crypto as hopes that it just moons. Like, he basically was saying, like, the second this thing gets on the Vegas sphere, it's gonna go to, you know, $1.50 or something. And I'm like, maybe that happens, but maybe it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. That blew my mind. Anyway, it got me thinking about Sam Bankman-Fried. If you guys don't know, Sam Bankman-Fried just got sentenced to 25 years in prison. Pretty serious sentence. Probably the second highest sentence I've ever seen for financial fraud. It is behind Bernie Madoff, who got like 300 years, but 25 is essentially like a life sentence. I mean, it's like, you know, he's gonna get out at 57. He goes in at 32, gets out at 57. The world's gonna be completely different. He's not gonna be, I mean, you know, his life's over. He got more time than Jeffrey Skilling, which is the CEO of Enron. He got more time than, like, you know, the people at WorldCom. You know, it's probably the second highest like financial fraud sentence I've seen. First thing is, I'm very glad that he got a real sentence. I'm glad he didn't get off with a slap on the wrist. I'm glad he got a real sentence. He did commit, you know, widespread, grand scale financial crime knowingly. And they proved that without a shadow of a doubt. And so on one hand, I am glad. On the other, again, I am not a huge proponent of damning punishments. I am more proponent of always catching people that break the law. I think there's a lot of evidence that shows that, like, making sentences harsher doesn't change anything, but making them more enforced does. If we could chop 15 years off of Sam Bankman-Fried's sentence and sentence 20 more people who committed rug pulls to 1 year, I think it would do more. I really wish that everyone who did this got punished, because I think even if they go to jail for a year, that is so punishing to their lifestyle and their brand that it would have way more of a chilling effect. Right now, I feel like crypto schemes are back in force. Again, this guy is an example. This guy, intelligent, hardworking, smart guy, makes good money, is punting his money in a dog with hat. I think there's so much rampant speculation again in the crypto space that is going to cause people a lot of heartache. And I wish we did more broad investigations and scrutiny, rather than just hit the one really high profile guy that partied with Tom Brady for 25 years. That being said, it's still a good thing. I'm glad he didn't weasel his way out. If you guys don't know, Sam Bankman-Fried tried to make the argument that because he is likely going to be able to pay people back, that he shouldn't be sentenced with a crime. And the judge was a badass and said, listen, if you steal someone's money and go to Vegas and double it, the fact that you can now pay them back doesn't mean you didn't commit a crime. That's exactly what they said. And that is such a great argument. It was so frustrating to me that just because he got lucky that some of the shit that he stole customers' money to gamble on did well, does not mean he didn't steal customers' money, which he did and was not legally allowed to do. It's fucking crazy. He did it knowingly. He committed crimes. He keeps trying to pull this like, I didn't know. I'm just a little goofy idiot. And it's like, bro, no, you weren't. Just admit it at this point. So, you know, I'm glad he's getting some kind of fucking justice for that. I would honestly have more sympathy for him if he just told the truth. It's very frustrating to see him constantly go like, I didn't know this was illegal. It's like, bro, yes, you did. If someone deposits money in your exchange to like hold in Bitcoin, and then you take their Bitcoin, you sell it for cash, you dump that cash into Super Bowl commercials or fucking altcoins or or bailing out your hedge fund, or, you know, buying a share in Anthropic, that doesn't make it right. Like, that's not allowed. You are taking risks with their money they didn't intend for. Yeah, I'm glad he's getting some kind of punishment. And it is a fairly serious punishment. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, he should be eligible for parole after a certain number of years. I assume he will trade mackerel and be on good behavior, and we'll see where he actually ends up. But he is facing the consequences for what he did, which is good. investing in Anthropic. So yeah, if you guys want to know, the reason that FTX will likely be able to pay people back is because some of the customer money they stole, they invested in Anthropic, which is the maker of Claude, which is the #1 competitor to ChatGPT. Anthropic is now worth like billions, like 100x their investment. It was like a lucky bink. So like Amazon's going to buy it for maybe 100 billion, right? Am I crazy? I think that was the number. They're investing 4 billion at 100 billion valuation like that. That means it's worth way more, the investment that FTX made. So because of that, they're going to sell the Anthropic stake and probably have enough to pay people back, which is just luck. That's just luck, but it doesn't mean they were smart, nor does it mean they were allowed to steal. So yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. My thoughts are it's a little crazy, and I hope people just don't get suckered in again, because it feels like no lessons have been learned. It feels like Sam Bankman-Fried got caught, he got jailed, he got punished, but everyone else is kind of going on business as usual. And as long as there's money to be made, people will keep scamming. And I hope people know that like many of the things that are popping up right now are scams again, and that they will cause people to lose money and have heartache again. I just wish that wasn't the case. Have you seen the Discord video with 1.5 billion views in 2 days? Yeah, I did. It's they view botted it by putting it into the Discord app. I think that is by far the least interesting story of Discord's recent announcements. I think that is just like a normal technical glitch. I think the fact that they are now openly going to try ads in a desperation attempt to make money, that's interesting. To be fair, all the other voice messaging services charge for their services. So it makes sense if you're not paying for Discord that you might see ads, even though ads suck. Yeah, no, listen, I get it. Discord doesn't make money. That's the thing. So they have to eventually make money. A business has to make money. They can run a long time without making money if they're growing, but eventually someone's got to figure out a way to make money. And so Discord is going to try in the bottom left of your screen on Discord to run ads, as well as these things they're calling, they're like gamer quests or some shit, where game companies can pay you to do something in game and you get rewarded for it as long as you stream it to one of your friends. The idea is to turn you into a one-person streamer who is pitching a game to their friends. The idea is like Ubisoft wants you to show your friends Assassin's Creed. So as long as you like run around in Assassin's Creed and you're streaming to a friend, you'll get a reward. That's the idea. It seems like, my guess is that 99% of the times that's used, it will be for fraud. It will be a scam that is taking money out of Ubisoft's pocket, and it will not be to a real friend, and it will not promote the game. And people will find that out eventually, and then they'll stop paying Discord, and then Discord will be back at square one. That is probably what will happen if I'm just going to use my marketing experience here. But we'll see. I mean, the story is every messaging app, Skype, TeamSpeak, etc., starts out really popular because they're ad-free and no bloat. And then they get big because people like having a free, good chat messaging services. And then the company has to make money, so they add bloat. And then everyone gets pissed off and goes to the next thing. And we just keep that cycle going as we farm tech companies for free servers, hosting, messaging, chatting. And I assume we'll just move on from Discord if it gets too bloated. Discord is valued at 15 billion. Been waiting for it to go poop for a while now. Discord's not public, so I mean the valuation's pretty flimsy. Truth Social's valued at 4 billion. Reddit was valued at 9 billion. None of them make money. Valuation's a tricky game. How do you see the value if it's not public? You can guesstimate based on their last funding round. So when people, like, let's say, you know, Accenture Partners buys 10% of Discord valued at X amount, that's what they'll buy it at, a certain valuation.